The signal box has been awake long after the tracks beside it went quiet. Lights remain on behind the windows. Levers stand in their resting positions. Nothing here is waiting to be moved. The place does not demand attention. The words can stay slightly distant, like reflections drifting across dark water. The box sits just above the riverbank. Wooden walls hold a steady warmth. Steps lead up to the door. No one climbs them. No sound reaches inside. Inside, the floorboards remain still. Painted lines mark clear paths. No boots cross them. The room feels prepared, but unused. A long row of levers lines the wall, each one locked in place. Colors remain distinct. None are pulled. None resist. Outside the window, the river moves slowly. Its surface catches light, then releases it. The motion feels patient, unchanged. A single desk lamp glows near the logbook. Its light is warm and contained. Shadows rest where they fall. Nothing flickers. Nothing shifts. Time begins to loosen here. Minutes do not announce themselves. The rhythm of water replaces the clock. The night feels evenly spread. Beyond the river, rails stretch into darkness. Signals remain fixed. No color changes. The line stays quiet and complete. Inside the box, air remains calm. Not cool, not warm, just steady enough to disappear. The logbook lies open. Pages remain blank. No entry forms. The routine feels complete without record. Outside, the river continues its slow path. No debris passes. No ripples break suddenly. The surface stays smooth and dark. Levers remain untouched. Their weight rests evenly. No mechanism responds. Everything holds its position. Time spreads further. Moments rest beside one another. No sequence presses forward. The pause feels sufficient. A faint hum exists somewhere beyond the walls, not coming closer, not fading away. It blends into the night, then disappears. The box does not anticipate a train. It does not prepare to change. It simply holds its role. Neutral, reliable. Light from the lamp softens the corners of the room. Edges blur slightly, then settle again. Nothing demands focus. Outside, the river reflects the box once more, then lets the image fade, then reflects it again, always returning, always letting go. The signals remain steady. The tracks remain empty. The water remains calm, each part holding its place. Time loses more of its shape. Minutes feel equal. Presence replaces progression. The night feels wide and quiet. The signal box does not signal an ending. It does not close itself. It remains ready without demand. contained, still. Outside, the river keeps moving. Inside, the room stays quiet. Neither presses against the other. Both feel balanced. No sound announces a return. No step approaches the door. Nothing resolves. The scene feels complete as it is. The signal box stays by the river. The tracks stay silent. The night stays calm. Everything remains aligned, steady and undisturbed through the long hours before morning. The box remains steady beside the river. No lever shifts its weight. No latch moves. The stillness keeps its balance. Inside, the wooden walls hold their warmth. Green patterns stay visible. No creak travels through them. The structure feels settled and familiar. The desk lamp continues its soft glow. Light pools across the surface, then fades gently at the edges. Nothing flickers, nothing sharpens. Outside the window, the river keeps its pace, slow, even, uninterrupted. Reflections form, then dissolve, then return again. Time loosens further here. Moments stop lining up. They rest quietly beside one another. No order forms. The levers remain locked. Colors do not dull. Metal stays cool to the touch. Nothing waits to be engaged. Air inside the box feels still. Neither cool nor warm, just present enough to disappear. Nothing stirs it. Beyond the river, rails remain dark. No vibration returns. Signals hold their color. The line stays asleep. The logbook remains open. Pages lie flat. No mark appears. The routine does not require proof. Sound remains distant. Even the water feels muted. The walls absorb everything. The space feels contained. Time spreads evenly again. Minutes lose distinction. Nothing presses them forward. The pause feels sufficient. Outside, the riverbank stays quiet. No shadow crosses it. No movement reaches the door. The boundary holds firm. Inside, the floorboards remain still. Painted paths stay clear. No step disturbs them. Order remains intact. The lamp continues to glow. The levers continue to rest. The window continues to frame the dark water. Each element holds its role. No signal announces change. No horn sounds. No light shifts. Nothing prepares to move. The box does not anticipate dawn. It does not prepare to close. It remains exactly as it is. Neutral. Reliable. Time loses more of its shape. Moments feel equal. Presence replaces progression. The night feels wide and calm. Outside, the river continues its quiet work. Inside, the room stays still. Neither presses against the other. Both remain balanced. Nothing resolves. Nothing concludes. Nothing begins. The stillness holds its form. The signal box remains by the river. The tracks remain silent. The night remains steady. Everything stays aligned, quiet and undisturbed, through the remaining stretch before morning. The box continues to hold its quiet place. Nothing shifts inside the frame. No sound sharpens. The balance remains exactly where it settled. The wooden floor stays firm beneath the light. Lines remain visible. No vibration travels through the boards. The room feels anchored and calm. Outside, the river keeps moving at the same pace. Not faster, not slower, just steady enough to disappear from notice. Its surface accepts the darkness, then releases it again. Inside, the levers remain untouched. Their positions feel final. No resistance waits in them. They rest without expectation. The lamp casts the same soft circle. Edges blur. Shadows remain where they formed. Nothing changes their shape. Time loosens again. Moments stops adjusting sequence. They rest beside one another. No direction forms. Air inside the box feels settled. Not circulating, not still. Just present enough to fade into the background. Beyond the window, the rails remain dark. No reflection appears. No signal responds. The line stays quiet and complete. The logbook remains open. Pages stay blank. No reason appears to fill them. The routine holds without record. Sound stays distant. Even the river feels softened. The walls keep everything contained. The quiet deepens gently. Time spreads evenly once more. Minutes lose weight. Nothing urges the scene forward. The pause feels sufficient. Outside, the bank remains empty. No movement crosses it. No shape approaches the steps. The boundary holds firm. Inside, the room does not prepare to change. No latch clicks. No light dims. Everything remains as it is. The lamp continues. The levers continue. The river continues. Each element holding its place, without effort, without demand. No signal announces an ending. No return is suggested. Nothing resolves. The stillness remains intact. The signal box stays by the water. The tracks stay silent. The night stays wide and calm. Everything continues in balance, quiet and undisturbed, as the hours pass unnoticed.